welcome to Set Your Clocks Back, Episode 1. This episode is called Stovetop Nothing, because we're going to tackle the clock on the stove first, and it should be nothing at all to do it. Stovetop Nothing. So it's 2 in the morning, daylight savings has just ended, so actually it's 1 in the morning, and already it's gotten confusing. My phone has set itself back automatically, and assuming that everything is correct, we're going to be using the phone as our guide. We're in the kitchen, again, 1 in the morning, so we're being quiet, and the clock on the stove is 1 or 2 hours ahead. Not quite sure, actually. Let's look at the phone. Looks like we're 2 hours ahead, so we never adjusted the clock the last time that things changed. That's okay, we're going to make it right now as we set my clocks back. No. Welcome to Set My Clocks Back, and we're about to tackle the clock on my stove. Follow along, and you can set your clocks back too. And that did make sense the first time. Okay. Welcome back to Set Your Clocks Back, and let's dive in. First, we're going to click this button on the stove. Okay, and the clock is blinking, and now we just need to figure out which buttons move the clock forward and backward. Okay, off to a rough start there. That was the timer, and we had to wait for it to count down. Meanwhile, we've made some coffee. This is taking a little longer than we anticipated. So let's click this button. Okay. And the clock is blinking, so that's a good sign. And let's figure out which buttons go up and down so we can set my clock back. Yeah. Welcome to Set My Clock Back. And it turns out that my stove only forwards the clock, like my alarm clock. So we just need to hold the button down and hold the button down until it cycles around. Well, it turns out that you have to press the button each time. So this may take a while, but that's okay. 11 hours. How many clicks is that? Welcome back to Set My Clock Back. It turns out that my clock is set to military time, and I'm not sure how to change that, so I have a bit more clicking to do to move things forward 23 hours. But that's okay, we're learning together. You can learn from my mistakes, and it'll make it easier for you to set your clocks back. Oh no. Welcome back to Set Your Clocks Back. The sun is up, and we're just about done getting the clock set to the right time. Just a few more clicks, and that was too many clicks. Now the clock is 1 minute fast, but that's okay. That's okay. We'll just let that extra minute sit there until spring when we have to set our clocks forward. Yeah. Welcome back to Those Darn Clocks, Episode 1. I hope you've learned something from our adventure together. In our next episode, we're moving to the bathroom and setting that clock back. Except the batteries have been dead in that clock for some time now, and I'm not sure if I sprang it forward in the first place. So do I even need to set it back? I'm not going to buy a battery for that clock. I don't even look at it. Set Your Clocks Back, Episode 1. Brought to you by Timex, Takes a Licking, and by Folgers, the best part of waking up.